Welcome back to Icon on the Internet. Okay, so tonight Rex is vid by Story Spot and it's called South Park Episodes That Almost Cancelled the Show. This show will be going on till the day I die, I think. But with my alcohol consumption, I'll probably be dying before I even reach 50. But yeah, anyway. I'm curious to see what episodes are on here. So yeah, I'm not going to say much more. I'm just going to dive right in. Yeah, someone's popular today. Okay, so without further ado, let's get into this reaction.
From improper sex education at South Park Elementary to the showing of Muhammad, these are South Park episodes that almost canceled the show. Did you know Stan's parents caught him inappropriately touching his dog? Well, now you unfortunately do. And it happened in our first episode on the list. Season 5, Episode 7, titled Proper Condom Use. Yep, you heard right. That's the actual title of the episode. In this episode, Stan's parents catch him touching their dog, Sparky, in a place that he really shouldn't be touched, and accuse the teachers at South Park Elementary of not teaching proper sex education. This, in turn, leads to a bunch of sexually inexperienced teachers giving the children wrong information about sex education.
I remember this episode. They had two virgins teaching sex ed and they didn't have a clue what the fuck they're talking about. It's just a show. This shit was funny, right? If this was live action, they would be cancelled so fast that your head would spin. But yeah. I'm not gonna lie, I've been drinking before even this video started. So yeah, I'm pretty lit right now. Like I said, the day I'm filming this is my birthday, so of course I'm gonna do this.
For disaster. It first results in
one day when I'm not stressing about anything.
The boys wear condoms at all times so that they don't catch any.
At all times. Bruh.
STDs. Well, I mean, I guess it would work, right? But this already outrageous premise only gets worse from here. The episode also features Mr. Garrison demonstrating how to put a condom on a fake penis, using only his mouth, to a kindergarten class. Yep, that right? A kindergarten class. It's a scene that
that shit was funny
and cringe-inducing, making viewers squirm in their seats. So you might be thinking, South Park is known for its outrageous scenes. How could this episode be considered controversial? Well, it turns out that not everyone has the same sense of humor as the creators of South Park. In fact, in Australia, the episode's rating was increased, and the time slot was changed due to its content. And in the UK, Sky One actually refused to air the episode. But
Sky One!
Not everyone is as easily offended. In the US, Comedy Central, MTV, and Channel 4 all had no problems airing
Channel 4?
full, uncensored episode. Whether it was the
I thought Channel 4 was a UK channel, not
South Park school kids partnered with such a sex-focused episode, or the crude acts shown during the episode, it was clear this episode crossed the line more than once. And speaking of crossing the line, the next episode that almost sunk South Park is Season 7, Episode 12's All About Mormons.
This one.
In South Park named Gary Harrison, which the South Park boys hate. Stan is sent to beat him up by the others, but discovers that Gary is actually a really nice guy. What a wholesome turn of events. Stan ends up at his house for dinner, where he learns that the Harrisons are practicing Mormons. Religion is always a touchy subject, but South Park always has no problem poking fun at it. And this episode is no different. This episode is notable for its satirical take on religion, specifically the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. And after the family shares with Stan the story of Mormonism's founding, Randy pays them a visit, with the intention of telling them not to proselytize his son. But when he discovers, just like Stan, that the Harrisons are actually really nice people, Randy decides that he and his family should be Mormons too. The episode is a classic example of South Park's signature style of humor, which involves poking fun at taboo subjects and sensitive subjects. You can't say they're not consistent, as they would
True.
later also take aim at Scientology in Trapped in the Closet. Parker and Stone animate the actual history of the religion, reveling in the absurdity of its origin mythology, and implicitly criticizing its followers for believing such nonsense. However, the Harrisons are depicted as incredibly kind, moral people, which suggests that the show is not mocking individual believers, but rather the absurdities of organized religion, which is a nice thought. Maybe South Park does have a heart. The backlash
Very
was,
little heart.
as expected. The LDS Church issued a statement calling the episode gross, and was clearly not happy with the representation that was depicted, but stopped short of demanding an apology or the cancellation of reruns. This controversy was another example of South Park's
timing it.
willingness to take on sensitive topics and push boundaries. A side note worth mentioning are that Parker and Stone actually took their Mormon jokes to Broadway years later with
No.
the smash hit Book of Mormon. But surprisingly, the church was much more of a good sport about the play, taking out playbill ads with the headline, "You've seen the play, now read the book." Although the church took the episode and play in their stride, the same can't be said for China in regard to our next episode. Season 12's Episode 8, The China Problem. In this episode, Cartman becomes convinced that China is planning to invade America. And
I never
after
watched this
watching the
episode.
Beijing Olympics on TV, he establishes an organization called the American Liberation Front to resist the threat, and recruits Butters to join him.
Come on.
Just the usual South Park plotline,
Mate.
but it only gets more outrageous from here. While Cartman is on his mission, Stan, Kyle, and Kenny watch Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, and feel that the filmmakers have ruined the iconic character and film. This seems like a completely unrelated plot, but trust us, it all ties together. The kids imagine some graphic scenes of Steven Spielberg and George Lucas sexually assaulting Indiana, which is a disturbing sight, even for veteran South Park watchers, and has some fans believing they went too far on this one, with the scene more disturbing than funny. The episode goes up another notch from there, and as the boys try to have Spielberg and Lucas arrested, Cartman dresses up in stereotypical Chinese clothing to infiltrate a local Chinese restaurant, and Butters shoots a man in his genitals, to which Cartman was outraged. Yep, the character that killed the kid's parents and fed him them was outraged. How could you,
That's
Butters?
nuts.
This episode has it all. Stereotypes, violence, and outrageous plot lines. Not surprisingly, the episode caused quite a bit of controversy, especially in China. The depiction of Chinese officials as censorious and ruthless angered many in China, which wouldn't be the first or the last time. The controversy also caused financial losses for the show's producers, and
Damn. They really screwed up with that one, didn't they?
there were fears that it would lead to the show's cancellation. However, the creators of South Park continued to push boundaries and refused to back down. But one boundary they probably should have stayed away from is when they decided to show a depiction of the Prophet Muhammad.
Oh,
Season
yeah,
10,
that one.
episodes 3 to 4. In
That
this
one.
episode, Cartman tries to stop a Family Guy episode from airing because he thinks it's not funny, and because Family Guy plans to show an image of Muhammad, which has sparked threats from terrorist groups. Talk about a meta episode. This episode is controversial for several reasons, but one of the main ones is the depiction of Muhammad. Unlike their earlier Super Best Friends episode, which also featured Muhammad, Comedy Central decided to censor the image of Muhammad in Cartoon Wars due to the previous controversy of Jyllands-Posten, who was a Danish newspaper that published 12 cartoons featuring the Prophet Muhammad, resulting in a dozen countries boycotting Danish goods, embassies torched, and Danish
Damn.
people being advised to not travel to Muslim countries. Crazy stuff. This decision shows just how much times have changed and how sensitive the topic of Muhammad had become. Despite the controversy, the episode is actually very critical of the whole situation, and as a meta episode, it really does top the charts. Another side note to the episode was the shots fired at Family Guy, as it was released at a time when Family Guy was at its peak, gaining an average viewership of 8 million, which was more successful than South Park at the time. This also made it a brave move for the creators to mock a show that was king of television for the moment. However, according to Matt and Trey, the creators of The Simpsons and King of the Hill both sent kind messages of agreement following the episode's airing.
Of course they did.
Suggests that they are not alone in their opinions of their distaste for Family Guy. And if you're a Family Guy fan, it's recommended you probably not watch this episode.
I've
The
rewatched
episode
it.
will forever change the way you look at the cutaway segments and manatees. If you don't want any more information, it's best you don't ask. So, from the depiction of a sacred religious leader to the uncomfortable amount of sexual content in a school setting.
Now the one where the teacher said to the to the kindergartners, that one was funny. I've seen that episode. That whole episode was so funny. The look on their faces of Mr. Garrison. With the comments about put it on the oh man, I haven't watched South Park in a while. I want to watch it again though, but there's just so many seasons and so many episodes that I'm just like, nah, CBA. Let me power it to my friend real quick. Yeah, I didn't plan on wearing a blazer. Basically, I'm going out tonight. The blazer. Basically, I'm going out tonight, and I don't remember whose idea it was for us to all go out wearing. We're both going to be going out in suits. Of course, I'm not even going to wear a full suit anyway. I'm just going to wear, right, a shirt, my black skinny jeans, the ones that I got right here, Legend London ones. Love the brand, what can I say? And some Chelsea boots I got from ASOS. I'm wearing those. And I'm like, my friend was like, oh, you don't have to wear the blazer tonight. It's hot. It's going to be hot in the club. I'm like, of course it's going to be hot in the club. The amount I've been to a light club, of course it's going to be hot. So, yeah. So that explains that. But, yeah, let me just go back here, right? That episode when the teacher said to the kids was mad funny. You had, was it Miss Choked on Dick saying... Was it, she was like, her sexual marriage, was it, you'll get an STI even if you wear condoms, something like that. I don't remember too much, but I think it was something along them lines. I'm like, no, that's not how this works. That's not how this works. Anyways, dropping right, comments to see what other people saying right now. I'm going off on a tangent there. Someone commented, you can't cancel someone if they don't care, LMAO. Yeah, exactly. If they don't give a shit, then they're not going to give a fuck being cancelled, right? This show is literally uncancelable. So yeah, even after watching this, my opinion on South Park will not change, especially because it's my favourite show. Yeah. What's my show? They took the piss out of Family Guy, and I thought Family Guy was more popular than them. It was like the most viewed show out of the adult cartoons. But what's so funny, right? My opinion is South Park is the top one. South Park's the top one. Even when I first watched it, like, obviously, like, South Park's rated 15 or whatever. I was watching it at like 12, 13, probably 12. What's funny, I watched that first, I thought it was Family Guy. Why was that such a dumb kid? Anyway, and I found that was so funny. So when I watched Family Guy, I was like, Family Guy's funny, but South Park tops it. It just tops it for me. And then it goes American Dad, and then it goes the Cleveland Show, and any of the new ones that came up afterwards, like Border Town and stuff like that, below the Cleveland Show. Like, the Cleveland Show is not the worst, but it's not the best neither. Somewhere in between. I did like the Cleveland Show, at least the first season of it anyway. After that, I was kind of like, yeah, no. But yeah, I'm going back to the comments. It can't get cancelled / sued really for one reason. The disclaimer at the start of every episode. Yeah, exactly, the disclaimer. Yeah, South Park's my kind of humor as well. I'm sorry, I found it hilarious, the episode when Cartman killed and cooked that guy's parents and made him into a chili. South Park's that character you love. Sorry, Cartman's that character you love to hate, but you hate, you know he's a bad person, but He's just so funny doing all these bad deeds that you just can't help but find it entertaining. And it's just a cartoon, but this shit's mad funny. Damn, really? To be fair, other shows have gotten away with less, so it's like, yeah. This was funny, but yeah, I'm gonna head out. Okay, so that's it for this video. Like, subscribe if you want. I post if I feel like it, and I'll see you next one. Bye.